Welcome back. I'm Reese, and this is Reese Grey Analyzes, and I am so excited that you guys decided to adventure with me again today. On Reese Grey Analyzes, we look at creations and experiences in art, media, music, and even video games to explore exactly why we think the way we think, question what we believe, and learn something new. And today, we're diving into one of my absolutely favorite Disney movies. Came out just yesterday as of recording this video, April 3rd, 2024. On Disney Plus, to absolutely horrid reviews, both critics and viewers alike calling it a Disney commercial so-so, and even saying its songs sounded like they were made by AI, but take that with a grain of salt, because I've had people say that they think my video essays are written by an AI, so yeah. Disney's Wish is a political commentary on the selfish fallibility of sovereign rule. Our setting is what we assume to be a sovereign state of Rosas, under the rule of a monarchy under King Magnifico. Anybody can choose to live in the city of Rosas rent-free.
I'll let you live in for free and I don't even charge you rent.
But the catch is, on their 18th birthday, or as soon as they choose to move into Rosas, if they are already adults, they have to give up the memory of their greatest wish to King Magnifico, hoping it will be granted, with no guarantee that their wish will ever be granted. So we see that within this political system, the common people are seemingly taken care of monetarily,
I want to live here.
So do I.
I'm never leaving.
yet exploited within an unfair system that steals hope and purpose from people's lives in order to control them, which is a pretty Marxist point of view. Important little point on Marxism. Marxism is not a political theory, but a critique on capitalism that states, although workers produce things for the market forces, not workers, control things. And by working and living here in the city of Rosas, in exchange for protection, housing, and food, you give up your greatest wish.
Make a wish and hold it in your heart. It's a real weight off, isn't it?
Forget without regret.
Everyone, including our main character Asha, believes that King Magnifico chooses what wishes to grant based on what he believes is best for the people as a whole and will benefit everyone.
I will protect you at all costs.
But in reality, King Magnifico is only interested in his own image and status and granting wishes that do not threaten his throne.
I decide what everyone deserves.
And so you're like, whoa, what is this king's issue? Okay, so like he's a fascist for sure. In fascism, you are ruled by a dictator. So our King Magnifico, he uses forcible suppression of opposition and believes in a natural social hierarchy, as in, and only the king will control the will of granting wishes. No one else is allowed to use magic. And finally, the subordination of individual interest for the perceived good of the entire nation. King Magnifico is also very threatened by any discussion or questions about his politics and guilts people for asking for help.
Is that all you can think about? A wish-granting ceremony?
So he sticks to granting superficial wishes, like the wish to sew the most beautiful dresses, and declining wishes such as Asha's father's wish, which was to inspire people.
Your saw belongs to create something to inspire the next generation. Great wish, but too vague. Create what? A rebellious mob, perhaps? To inspire them to do what? Destroy Rosas, maybe?
What's super interesting, though, is that Asha learns the truth that her father's wish will never be granted by straight up asking King Magnifico to grant it, and he says that he will never grant it because it's too dangerous. Upon Asha revealing this to her father, Asha's father gets upset at Asha for learning the truth.
Why would you want me to know a wish that can never be?
But I didn't. But it's your wish.
Are you trying to break my heart, child?
People in the town are afraid to hear the truth and rather live in ignorance because ignorance is bliss. And even in Asha's father's case, when he learns the king thinks his wish is dangerous, Asha's father begins to question his own intentions and questions if he's a dangerous person since his wish was to inspire people and the king is supposed to know best. Further, we see that the king learns he gains even more power if instead of letting people have hope at all by quote-unquote protecting their wishes, if he destroys the wishes, it transfers all the power to him. This is basically the basis of an authoritarian regime, which is like 10 steps further from a monarchy, which squanders any hope from the population it rules over, and rules over people violently, using fear and a lack of hope and violence to control a population, which is what King Magnifico starts doing. When his power is threatened, instead of using hope of wishes being granted, he uses fear to squander any uprising, with emotions being at the forefront of both the king and the population's decision-making. And you might be familiar with the term, politics don't care about your feelings, but politics and feelings, or identity, is all so closely intertwined, and to believe that they aren't is unrealistic and leads people to unrightfully believe that they're making pragmatic decisions without being aware of their biases. Politically, the point of view that acknowledges emotions play a role in politics is Constructivism in political theory. Constructivism acknowledges that people come from different backgrounds and experiences, and they experience different upbringings, and thus our political alignments will differ, but can always change with new information and new experiences. One very important character in this movie who shows us what a lack of hope does to people in authoritarian regimes is Simon. Simon is easily manipulated by the king because of his lack of hope. Simon is the first person in Asha's friend group who turned 18 already.
What? Well, why am I making you sad?
Oh, Simon's 18. He's already given his wish to the king.
I can't remember what I lost. Oh.
All of his friend group mentions that Simon is visibly very sad ever since he's given up his wish. Later, the king claims that Simon's wish was to, quote, be the best soldier in Rosas, which is just a manipulation by King Magnifico to make the perfect soldier. Since Simon has nothing to believe in or hope for, he's thankful to be given a purpose.
I was just so scared I'd have to live without, well, all of me. And I wanted so badly to believe in him.
So did I.
We all did.
This can be another political commentary that if you give malleable teens who are freshly adults, who are thrown into a world where college is exorbitantly expensive and there's little hope in the job market, and the best option in an otherwise hopeless and very hard world is to join the very regime that is oppressing everyone, because at least in an otherwise hopeless world you have a purpose to fight for something. Which leads us to a very abstract theme prominent in Disney's wish that you shouldn't blindly follow authority. Now, this concept of actually taking steps to achieve your goals instead of leaving them to fate has been an idea thrown around in Disney for a while. For example, Princess and the Frog's entire message is that hard work is more important than just blind faith. Movies like The Hunchback, the God Help the Outcast song, makes a huge deal about people who ask God for selfish things like wealth and fame, and Esmeralda actually hopes for justice for her people while questioning the existence of a higher power. And you hear that and think, oh boy, that's a lot of higher power God talk. Does Wish make commentary on religion? And I'd argue overtly, no, it does not. This movie doesn't have to be anti-anything. This movie questions power. Maybe that's governmental power, when politicians and government is acting out of the best of its people, when really it's looking out for itself to just be a powerful state. For example, spending billions on military funding instead of bumping up the budget for social care, such as public schooling and lowering the cost of higher education. It questions the intentions of anyone in a position of power that is entrusted to protect and defend a population of people at the cost of their freedom. It makes us question what happens when a leader is corrupted by power and believes their true truly acting out of good intentions. Sure, this can be about politics or organized religion, as both pastors and politicians have the social power to make people believe things about the world and change the way people treat others and how they even feel about themselves. You can also substitute faith in a higher power as someone who gains power from being famous as a celebrity. We see a person with what seems to be a genuine good intention become tremendously powerful because they're charismatic, and then become selfish, delusional, and even paranoid in order to keep that power, keep that love, and keep being adored. Now, I want to make it clear, just because this movie seems to be anti-organized religion, that doesn't make it anti-spirituality. Quite the opposite. The movie suggests that you look for your own purpose in life, with the "I'm a Star" song basically being one of its big existential lessons in how we're all technically made out of stardust, and so we're no different from the magic of the universe.
It's all quite revelatory. We are our own origin star.
The king doesn't have to be the only one with magic in who defines our destinies, if we're all literally made up of the same things. So it's taking a more pro-science, pro-humanist approach. Humanism just encourages mankind to stress the value and goodness in humanity over our will being determined by a divine power. But by the end of the movie, the people of the kingdom do away with their king and choose to follow their own wishes on their own terms and live happily with hope, which is a very cute and simple overall message in an otherwise very dense movie that takes on a lot of different stuff. So let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Okay, love you, bye!